A price tag used to describe the product. Now it can describe you, your location, your search history, what you left in the cart, even how your mouse moved before you clicked away. Those signals can feed systems that decide not only what price appears, but whether you get the coupon or whether the cheaper product appears first. In May 2026, one congressional inquiry sent the same blunt question to 25 retail giants. Are you using personal data to decide what people pay? This is not a story about every price changing every second. It is about the price you never get to see. The letters went to Albertsons, Aldi, Amazon, Costco, CVS, Kroger, Target, Walgreens, Walmart, Whole Foods, and 15 other food and pharmacy companies. Each one was asked to identify customer data used, to inform or set prices, explain any artificial intelligence or machine learning role, name third-party data sources, and say whether shoppers can opt out. The requested response date was May 26, but the letters themselves are questions, not verdicts. They do not prove that all 25 companies use surveillance pricing. Their importance is simpler. Congress considered the possibility serious enough to ask the same detailed questions across an enormous slice of American retail. To see what is actually at stake, separate three things that are often mashed together. Dynamic pricing changes an offer because the time, demand, inventory, or market changed. A loyalty price changes because you joined a membership program. Surveillance pricing changes the price, promotion, or product ranking because a system has information about a person or a group of people. The visible dollar amount may not move at all. A routine customer can be excluded from a coupon. A shopper predicted to need something urgently can be shown expensive options first. The mechanism can hide in eligibility and ranking, which means two people may think they visited the same store while the store built two different aisles. The most revealing part of the federal record is not a retailer. It is the layer in the middle. In 2024, the Federal Trade Commission ordered 8 companies to explain products that could combine algorithms with personal information for targeted pricing or user segmentation. The agency's first public summaries analyzed documents from 6: MasterCard, Accenture, PROS, Bloomreach, Rivionics, and McKinsey. FTC staff said the intermediaries it examined worked with at least 250 client businesses across industries including grocery, apparel, travel, hospitality, finance, and more. The possible inputs ranged from precise location and demographics to browsing patterns, shopping history, mouse movement, and abandoned carts. Staff described tools capable of offering or withholding promotions based on inferred affinity. One hypothetical showed a person profiled as a new parent seeing higher-priced baby thermometers first. That example is not proof that a named retailer did it. The public findings are preliminary, aggregated, and explicitly say they do not determine that anyone broke the law. Several respondents also objected to the way their tools were characterized. But the architecture is real enough to ask a much harder question. How does a shopper challenge an offer when the shopper cannot see the profile, the inputs, or the alternative output? Put the public record on one screen, 25 congressional letters on one side, 6 analyzed pricing intermediaries in the middle, at least 250 client businesses on the other. Those are not the same data set, and they do not prove a connection between any specific retailer and any named intermediary, but together they reveal the shape of the system: a visible price at the edge, an invisible decision process behind it, and a shopper with no counterfactual. The letter becomes a receipt. The receipt becomes a network. The network becomes a fingerprint. Not because your fingerprint literally sets every grocery price, but because the offer can be built from signals that are personal to you while the explanation remains proprietary. The fingerprint is not proof, it is the blind spot. There's one recent case where shoppers could see the outputs. A study summarized by New York's Attorney General assigned 437 people in 4 cities to build Instacart carts. Nearly 3/4 of the grocery items appeared at multiple prices. For a single item, the average gap between the highest and lowest price was 13%, and some shoppers saw prices up to 23% higher for the same product in the same store at the same time. The researchers estimated that differences of that size could add $1,100 a year for a typical family of 4. Instacart ended its item price tests and said retail and brand partners could continue testing promotions and discounts. The New York Attorney General demanded more information. This evidence documents unequal outputs. By itself, it does not establish which personal signals caused a particular difference. That missing causal link is exactly why disclosure matters. Fair warning, a digital shelf label is not evidence of surveillance pricing. It makes price changes faster, but capability is not conduct. Researchers studying more than 180 million price observations across 114 stores found no significant increase in temporary price surges after one grocery chain adopted electronic labels. Retailers also use personalized discounts that save people money, and some argue broad restrictions could disrupt ordinary loyalty programs. The strongest case is not that every algorithmic price is abusive, it is that shoppers need to know when personal data changes the offer. New York now requires a conspicuous warning near affected prices. Maryland's grocery restriction takes effect October 1st, 2026. Those laws approach the problem differently, but both reject a world where the price can know the shopper while the shopper knows nothing about the price. Here's the truth bomb. The danger is not that every shopper already carries a secret price number. The danger is that the machinery can personalize the offer faster than the public can verify the reason. A fair market needs more than a dollar amount. It needs a receipt for the decision, which data mattered, whether a third party supplied it, and what changed because of it. Would you trade your data for a discount if the same system could quietly withhold one? Tell me where you draw the line. Subscribe if you want investigations that follow artificial intelligence from the boardroom to the household bill. Then watch how an algorithm helped set rent across 1.3 million apartments. The price shadow does not stop at the checkout.